Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's after dinner on Monday. I didn't get this put together earlier today because sometime early in the day I decided I'm just going to stay home and work on stuff and get stuff done. I did. First of all, I got the Ankylosaur sewed together. So there's the Ankylosaurs that I need to send out for the Etsy order. And when I send out a critter like a dinosaur, I like to send a treat with him. So he has a donut with green sprinkles that match him. So, okay, he's got to go in a box and go to his new home. He's not going far. He's staying within New York State, but he goes out tomorrow. And then I decided to finish up another dinosaur. Okay, first we had the Brontosaurus from the Bernat blanket yarn that I got at the thrift store. And then we had Tilly, the Triceratops. Ooh, oops, I just dropped something. And now we have Super Steg. I know I said I was going to make the spikes yellow, but I found some pink in my stash and I thought, pink spikes. He's got pink eyes too. So there is the dinosaur trio from a skein and a half of Bernat blanket yarn in, it's either Ocean Crystal or Crystal Ocean. So then, okay, we'll put that down there. And I have to try to retrieve something here. Come here, babe. Hey, hey. Okay, kick him over. There we go. Sorry for such abuse there. Okay, well then I had that pink yarn left from the spikes, and I wanted to finish that off because I'm in one of these finishing, let's finish this yarn off mode. So I used the leftover green from Croci and the leftover pink, and I made a sea turtle from the pattern by Crafty Kate, which I will link in the description. And it's getting hot in here. I didn't want to bring the fan in. Oh, it's getting hot in here. But that did not finish off the pink yarn. So I made another turtle. Pink yarn, blue flippers and head. But that did not finish off the pink yarn. So I took my micro Octo pattern that usually makes these little things like this big. And I made a big octopus. Now, I had enough to finish off the bottom, but not enough to do all the tentacles. So, a pink octopus with blue tentacles. So I still have maybe half a skein of the Bernat blanket in blue left. I don't know if I want to go on a binge with that and see if I can finish that off. I was thinking maybe the Squid from, it's Winding Road. I was going to say it's got wind in the name. Winding Road Crochet. That Squid. I've never made one in blanket yarn. That could be fun. And that would probably finish it off. So then, okay, I've got green yarn left over from the Ankylosaurus. And I told you, don't fall, that the pink duck needed a friend. So now we have a green duck. Friends for life. Or until they get separated at a craft show. So that was my grand adventure for the day. I got a little bit of computer work done. I pretty much crocheted the day away. I was thinking, okay, I've got to go out shopping. I need to go to the post office and mail the dinosaur. I need to get together Strawberry Bonnie's prize and get that out. I need to do this. And I just stayed home and crocheted all day long. And that was fun. Well, I did rib Shannon a little bit. I was working with bulky yarn pretty much all day long, so I had to get it a little like, I'm playing with yarn. I'm playing with bulky yarn. Yep. That's something, that joke will just keep going and going and going, right? So right now I am back to worsted weight yarn. I have this green. I think it's Red Heart Tea Leaf or Tea Tree. So I have this yarn and a pale yellow, and I'm working on the Chameleon recipe. I just made dinner. Sorry, recipes in my head. The Chameleon pattern that was part of the list of the purchase but not made. Because of that, okay, I'll have to put it up here. I forgot what they're calling it. But the whole thing with the challenge from the Cozy Buckeye and Stacy Makes is to use patterns you have purchased but not made yet. So I got the green and I'm working on a Chameleon. So maybe I'll have that to show tomorrow. I'm certainly going to get my TV time in tonight because American Ninja Warrior is on tonight. Is Joe Moravsky running tonight? Or did he already run? I think he already ran in the finals. I don't know who I'll be rooting for tonight. My favorites are Joe Moravsky and Daniel Gill. Can't think of a third that's really a favorite. There are probably some others. Oh, Lance Pickus, the Cowboy Ninja. And there have been some that I don't know their names, but like last year, there was this guy who was running the course with an artificial limb. I think he was a fireman who had an issue with a knee replacement and his leg had to be amputated from the knee down. So he had an artificial limb and he was running the ninja course with an artificial limb. And he fell on the spinning logs. Usually you fall on the spinning logs, you are out. This guy managed to hang on to one log, get both feet on the log behind him, raise himself up, and lunge to the platform to pass by that obstacle. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And to this day, when I think of it, I think he can do that with an artificial limb. I should be able to get some exercise in. Yeah. Okay. So I am going to go play with yarn. I'm looking around here and I'm thinking, oh yeah, once I finish up this project, I want to take a bag of scrap yarn from the thrift store and just try to work through that. And I have, let's see, the Chameleon that I was just talking about, the purchase not made. That's number 2 of 5. You have to have 5 to finish up the challenge. So after that, I've got to pick up another one. I do have a hot dog pattern. Yeah, it's a dog in a bun with ketchup and mustard. I have that. I just have to get the yarns together to work on that. And I have the whole list. It's on my list for today to find the other like 6 or 7 patterns that I want to make from that list. It's also on my list for this week to buy yarn because I have an Etsy order that mentions She actually picked out a purple color palette, like with the paint chips, paint samples. And she's like, this color and this color. And I don't quite have them. I make so many things in purple. I don't have purple worsted in those colors. So I've got to go to either Hobby Lobby or Michael's and buy a couple of skeins of purple yarn. I have to. You know, I've got, what, like 800 skeins of yarn around here? But I don't have those 2 shades of purple. And the customer is always right. The customer knows what shade she wants, so I need to honor the customer's wishes. So tomorrow I think I'm going to go out, do some shopping, deliver a couple of items, and I just might go shoe shopping too. I was thinking, I have 4 pairs of sneakers, and none of them really fit well and feel good on my feet, because one of them does, but they're not slip-ins. I have to tie them, and they're pretty old, so they're getting worn out, and they don't have the cushioning that they used to. I like the slip-in sneakers, and the only way I could get them before was to order them online, so I couldn't try them on. And 2 pair that I got from one company, they just don't have the cushioning, and my feet get tired after a while of wearing them. And another pair that I got from another company, they feel nice and comfortable, but my foot is squished in there. They only had size 10s. But lately I've been feeling more comfortable in a size 10.5 or 11 ladies shoe. So I want to go try on some shoes at the Skechers store and see if I can find myself a nice, comfortable, good-fitting pair of Skechers slip-on sneakers or shoes. I don't have to wear sneakers all the time. If they're comfortable, I could wear shoes. So maybe tomorrow. And tomorrow is the 6% off for seniors at the grocery store. So I could go pick up some groceries for 6% off. Gotta watch out in the parking lot though. That particular day, when all the seniors are out shopping, sometimes the parking lot can be a little dangerous. I know, I'm a senior. But there are some who are maybe 20 years my senior who can't see all that well and probably shouldn't be driving, but they're driving to the grocery store to get their groceries. There's a whole lot of chit-chat. I think there's more chit-chat than crochet. Oh well, it was nice talking to you. I'm going to go play with yarn now and work on the chameleon. It's one of those patterns where you make little pieces first. Like there's a little yellow accent on the head, and I finished that, and I made both arms. Now I'm working on the tail. The tail started out. The pattern says to start the tail doing 3 stitches in a magic ring for 7 rows. I couldn't do it. And this pattern, you were supposed to use like a DK weight yarn and a 3.5 hook or a 3.0 hook. I cannot imagine trying to work something that small. I had to go up to 4 stitches for the first 7 rows of the tail, because I just cannot handle 3 stitches in the round. So I guess my tail will be 1 stitch bigger than the pattern, or maybe when I'm supposed to increase 6 in a row, I'll only increase 5, and I'll even it out eventually. But yep, if a skinny little tail is the worst of my woes today, I am truly blessed. Bye-bye.